There, hope you are well, praying that you're well, and also hoping that this little reflection can be a blessing to you or to others. So many times we have fears, right, or certain opinion or sentiment in regards to a specific item, and I think all of us experience fear, but many of us just leave it at the surface. So yes, I'm afraid. And that's all. So I'm afraid of heights, so I'm not gonna go hike. I'm afraid of driving, so I'm not gonna learn how to drive. So whatever your fear is, I'm afraid of loving because I don't want to be hurt and I don't want to be used. So I'm just gonna no love at all. I'm afraid of having really close friends because I've been betrayed. Like things like that. But have you ever thought why? So what's the reason? What's the root? What's the cause? What's the cause of your fear? So the way I see it is the same as, for instance. So first of all, it's important for us to recognize, right? So the first thing, okay, I recognize that I'm afraid of driving. I accept that I'm afraid of loving. I accept that I'm afraid of heights. That's why I don't want to go hiking, right? So first of all, it's super important for us to recognize our fear, our sentiment towards something. The second thing that is super important for us to do is to kind of like dig a little deeper and see and ask ourselves, why am I afraid of heights? Why am I afraid of going into the ocean? Why am I afraid of loving? Why am I afraid of driving? Right? Because if we don't, then we're stuck there, right? The fear of driving is not gonna allow me to drive. So therefore, I'm gonna have to use public transportation. And sadly, here in this country, like sometimes the bus takes 2 hours to get from A to B. And then you're gonna deprive yourself of doing so many amazing things by just knowing how to drive. Like for instance, going on a road trip, right? Or going to the beach, or taking your parents somewhere, I don't know, going buy groceries, or go to work and get there on time. So why am I afraid of that? And the way I see it is like this. So for instance, if your toe hurts, right? So first of all, you need to recognize that your toe hurts, right? And then so for you to go to the doctor. And then second, you have to know why. So like think, why does it hurt? Maybe you found you broke your toe. So therefore, yes, it hurts, but why? Well, because I broke it, right? So that's the reason. And then the third thing you're gonna do, of course, you're gonna go to the doctor to get checked, right? So again, I recognize that my toe hurts. Why? Because I broke it. I probably fell and I broke it or fractured, whatever. And then third, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna just sit there and let my toe hurt forever and ever and maybe make it worse and not be able to walk? Or am I gonna go to the doctor and get a cast or whatever it needs to be done? So in our lives, it's the same thing. You have to recognize. We have to recognize. What is it? Okay, my fear of driving. Okay, why? Well, maybe because when I was little, I was traumatized by seeing somebody getting run over, or I was in a car accident, right? So for instance, I'll share some of my fears in the past. So I was afraid of learning how to drive, and I think that the reason, and I accepted that I knew that I was afraid of driving. And the reasons, two main reasons why is because when I was in 4th grade, my grandma passed away in a car wreck along with my little cousin. So I think that I was a little traumatized, right? So that was like, okay, so, like driving, dying, or getting somebody killed. So that was one. And then the second one, when I was a little younger, I was in the car where somebody almost got run over, and I was like, hysterical. So those two experiences kind of influenced my perspective or my life, and created that fear of driving. So it took me a long time to be able, I knew that I was afraid of driving, but why? Then I recognized, okay, these two incidents that happened early in my life made me be afraid of driving, right? And then third, was I gonna sit there and just, rely on people? I'm sorry, mijita, I'm sorry, but you don't have taxes, you don't have a chauffeur, your parents are not gonna be taking you everywhere you want to. I mean, you're already an adult, right? Or relying on public transportation, I mean, it's amazing, but it takes a while. And sometimes if you miss the bus, then you're late to your appointment or whatever it is, right? So I had to face my fear, and I said, you know what? You have to learn how to drive, because you're not going to be dependent on people to take you from A to B, plus they can't. And you just need to face it. So I was able to do that, and by doing that, I'm able to go places like hiking, or going to adventures with my friends, or going even to to the store and buying something, or going to a doctor's appointment and being on time, or going to work. So if I sat there and did nothing about my fear, then I would have deprived myself of all those beautiful experiences of going camping and exploring and just going to see the sunset or whatever it was. So I look back and I say, I mean, yeah, I understand your fear, but I'm glad that I was able to face it And now let the fear conquer my life and rule my life. Another fear was of heights. So when I was younger, I saw a friend going up a hill like in a minute. He looked like a monkey, como un changuito. And then I tried to follow and I couldn't. So once the hill started being a little more steep, like it was a little more, not a little more, but it was steeper, I started freaking out, and the stand was a little looser. So I freaked out, and then my siblings went down on like a piece of cardboard, and I looked down like, I'm not going there. So my dad had to go in there and push me up. It took like an hour to get up there. And I look back and I say, really? An hour? Your dad with huaraches, like with sandals, Mexican sandals, like pushing you up the hill for an hour. Like his life was the risk. Like you could have just fall back, falling back and then tumble all the way down with your dad in the middle of the road and maybe get run over. But that moment, I just let my fear conquer me. And now that I look back and I say, I'm glad that I faced that fear of heights, right? Of little going up the hill, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to go hiking and see this beautiful nature that God has given us. Going on adventures with my friends. And yeah, sometimes I'm afraid, but you know what? I'm not going to let the fear conquer me, and I'm going to go up there and I'm going to just try my best and be careful, like using precaution going up and seeing or getting up on rocks. Grand Canyon, little things like that. So sorry, I'm having a memory with one of our friends telling us to go down, otherwise she was gonna call my mama. But it was amazing because she was worried about us. Hi, insecurity. So that, okay? So think about your own fears. What are you gonna do? First, recognize them. Second, why are you afraid? Maybe you're afraid of having friends because you were a really good friend to somebody and that person stabbed you in the back, right? Maybe you're afraid of loving because you gave your whole self to somebody and that person betrayed you or used you or left you for somebody else. Maybe you're afraid of going into the ocean because maybe when you were little, you were taken forcefully in there and you felt like you were gonna drown or something, right? Drown. So think about that, okay? Yes? This fear. Why? Okay? And then what are you gonna do? Are you gonna sit there and then let your fear or your emotion or your negative perspective about something or someone conquer your life and rule it? No, face it and go forward and move forward, because what it is with our fears, it will let our fears conquer us and be basically the boss of us. It's like letting yourself be in a little cage. You're a bird that is able to fly away, right? And see all this beautiful earth or world that God has created for you and I. And you're also able to take somebody with you to show them. But when you let the fear conquer you, it's like clipping your wings and you can fly and you can extend them and fly away and be free. And you're in that little cage where you can actually fly, when you can actually see the beautiful ocean, you can see the sunset, the sunrise, the mountains, the snow, all these people, all the interactions. So don't be a little cage bird. Let your wings spread out and fly and be free and enjoy the beauty and the truth and the goodness that God has placed in this earth and in other people. Another thing that it is too is not only you, but it's about the rest of humanity. I believe, and Father Ignacio Larrañaga from Praying Life Workshops says this that stayed in my mind and my heart. He said in one of his talks that God is a mystery, and that mystery means that we will never ever get to know him completely, and that he plays a piece of mystery in every single human being in the history of humanity. So by you knowing your mom, in whom God plays a little piece of his mystery, you're able to know God, that little piece of God, through your mom. So when you're a caged bird, basically nobody gets to see you, nobody gets to know who you are. You don't even know who you are. And then you also deprive other people to see the beauty and the mystery of God, of creation, through you. So in that sense, we're a little selfish, because not only are you tied up in a cage where you feel that you cannot go anywhere, do anything, and you're not even yourself, and you don't know what you're capable of doing, but you're also not letting others see the beauty within you and get to know our Creator in a deeper way. So again, I'll pray for you, you pray for me, and just an invitation for you to recognize your fears or whatever negativity there is in you. Why? So second thing, why is there root cause? Why am I feeling this way? What am I afraid of loving? What am I afraid of marriage? Sometimes we are like, I'm not gonna get married. Why? Because maybe your dad left your mom, maybe because there was infidelity, maybe because you never got to know your parent. Okay, so you have this distorted idea of what marriage is, right? So it's distorted and it's corrupted. So you're like, I'm not doing that, you know, because you're afraid. Because sadly, the way that we live as human beings, many times we distort beautiful things that God created, and then other people see that and they think that that's what it is. So when they see a marriage that is a broken home, they're like, that's marriage? No, thank you, right? But when you see this beautiful marriage, imperfect, right, but beautiful, and that there's fidelity and there is self-giving and there's sacrificial love, you're like, I want that. Why? Because that is what God intended for marriage to be. Same with any other relationships, right? Friendships, right? Friendships, they are to be meant to help each other be the best of you, right? Not to take advantage of you, not to use you, but to help each other. But again, if you have a distorted and corrupted idea of what friendship is, you are not going to want that, right? So recognize your fears. Why? And then what are you gonna do? Are you gonna just sit there and be a little cage bird? Or are you gonna fly? You're gonna open your wings and you're gonna spread them out and you're gonna fly and you're gonna see the beauty that is before you, and you're gonna help others see the same as well. Thank you. I'm sorry it took a little longer than I expected. Share, subscribe. I'll try to do like a video at least every week. So subscribe to see if you want to be getting those videos. Comment if you have any questions. Let me know. If I talk too fast, please let me know. I am sorry about my little accent. I know I have one. And also sometimes I mispronounce words. So know that I intend to. But I also take corrections. So constructive criticism. Anyways, again, I'll pray for you that you recognize your fears, that you try to dig a little deeper and know why you're afraid of that, and then also that you take courage and then you face your fears to overcome them. Because I want to see you fly. I want you to see you flying and enjoying the wind and enjoying the beauty of creation and showing others the same beauty through your own life. God bless you.